weight division that most of the females with it's like the welterweight of the men's. Most of the females sort of congregate down at 135, and I think that's a weight that she can really establish her name and build her brand.
Yeah. Moving on from other guys in the stable that have fight dates, Chris Billam-Smith taking on Brandon Glanton. What about sort of 6 weeks out now from the fight?
7 weeks on Saturday. Yeah, 7 weeks.
So I guess how's things looking ahead of Chris Billam-Smith's return?
Yeah, looking really good. He's been in the gym this morning. He started sparring this week. So he's in a good place. He's hungry. That's the most important thing for him. He's hungry. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. I think it could have gone either way for Chris. He could have come back in with a mentality of, well, I've been British, Commonwealth, European world champion. I fought for a unified world title. I boxed on the biggest stage. He's made good money. Could have easily been then today. Let's just have one or two more checkouts. But this is a hard fight. This is a fight that he has to get up for. Glanton's obviously got two losses on his record, but he's also coming off great form in Egorov, and he's aggressive. He's a decent puncher, and he forces the action. So Chris has to be switched on and out for it. I think he will be, because this training camp he's always had a great mentality. Yeah. But I think there's something different for him. You know what I mean? I think in this one, I think he really wants to, he's got that bit between the teeth, and he wants to get back in there and prove that was wrong.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that on his mentality, like the reaction to the Zurdo loss, as you say, which you could have looked back and he could have looked back at achievements and feeling sorry for himself, but it shows the class and mentality that he still wants to push, and he's been very open about wanting to be a world champion again. And as you say, when you realise his mentality, that's something he really means.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Chris's mindset when he turned pro, it was always just like, let's just tick that box off, and then when he lost to Riakporhe, he was like, I need to get that back. I need to get past that level, and he's always just striving for extra percentages. And I think that's what I want to see from him. I want to see that hunger, because there's no point boxing if you don't have that hunger, if you don't have that belief to win world titles again. It's too hard of a sport to be mixing about in, especially up there when they're rehydrated up to about 15 and a half stone. They're hitting you far too hard. So life's short, but if you're going to do it, you've got to do it properly, and you've got to give it your all. And I think one thing's for sure, when Chris Billam-Smith packs it in a couple of years' time, he's going to look back in his career and say, I couldn't have done any more, and that's all I can ask for as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam Azim, obviously coming off the win against Sergey Lipinets. What's the latest for Adam and the future of it?
He's started Ramadan. He's not in the gym at the moment. He will be coming into the gym next week, just ticking over, because Ramadan's in March this year, so it gets dark quite early, so it's like we can actually stage our training around in the late afternoons, and then he can break his fast after that. But you're not going to be training optimally when you're in Ramadan. Adam's very religious, and he makes sure he does it completely to a T, meticulously. And I think for me, it's just getting back in, getting moving, and then we'll see. Really, I think May is a good sort of date for him. May, early June, something like that. That'll be what sort of dates we'll be looking at. But then obviously it then goes on to opponents, and we've got a couple of people in mind, and hopefully we'll start approaching them and get some news soon.
Would one of them be Harlem Eubank, do you think, who fights tomorrow?
Well, I think Harlem wants to go to 147. I think and at the end of the day, Adam's 22 years of age. We don't want to be doing catch weights and stuff like that. If he wants to fight, come back down to 140, and obviously we'll entertain it. But I think he's got his sights set at being at 147.
Because there was a lot of talk, especially from Hearn and Matchroom, about the idea of Adam fighting with like Sean McComb and Pierce O'Leary on the April 26th card. Obviously that didn't materialise, but would that still be something that you'd aim for down the line? With O'Leary and McComb, yeah.
But why?
What, are you asking me why?
Yeah, why?
So them two fights, I'd say, look, for me...
What's McComb got?
McComb putting good... I think McComb,
he's not getting past the level he's at right now.
But for me...
He's not going to be a world champion.
I think McComb would show something different that Adam's faced before. A very sound fighter on the back foot, putting good performances against Arnold Barboza Jr.
McComb is not... He will not put up a good performance against Adam Azim, because what McComb is he's a good counter puncher, he's a good skillful guy with fast feet, and he's got relatively quick hands. Adam's faster than him, throws more combination. That's a wrong fight for him. Sean McComb. And Pierce O'Leary, he's fighting John Fernandez for the vacant EBU title. So whether they wanted to just chuck him in to get him a payday, I'm not sure. I think at the end of the day, if he keeps coming through those levels, I like Pierce. I think he's a good fighter. If he keeps coming through the levels, then definitely it'll be a fight that Adam will entertain in the next few months, in the next year or 18 months or whatever. But he's a level below Adam. He's not won a European title yet, so we're not going to go back. We're going to go forward.
Yeah. Before I do let you go, Shane, do have to ask you about all the antics of last week. Chris Eubanks, Euron and Conor Benn. What do you make of all of last week, and with the eggs the back and forth? Like, what was your sort of takeaway from how the fight was sold there?
It was very WWE. I think it was very, very well planned out for whoever's controlling things behind the scenes. And don't get yourself wrong, boxing's controlled behind the scenes.
Okay.
All of this shit's but controlled behind the scenes, and it's just there to create clicks and attention, and that's what it's about. And I think they've done a good job because everyone's talking about it.
So would you